Hey everybody. So we have a full moon coming up on Friday, and I just was in the mood to do a little video talking about the energy that is, with us this week. Um, okay, so I'm recording this on Tuesday, and we have the Jupiter Neptune conjunction. Neptune and Jupiter together are very elevating. So, the first thing I just want to say as we're sweeping up to this full moon is we may be feeling this kind of like distracted, spacey. Uh, I'm thinking of that. Is that Steve Winwood song "Higher Love"? It's kind of like that. It's like that. I always describe Jupiter as kind of a hot air balloon ride, but with Neptune, it's like really bringing in some inspired spiritual information. So I just think this is a great week for us to tune into, first of all, tune up. You want to be grounded, but it's like you kind of open your crown chakra a little bit, and you just kind of let some of that amazing uplifting energy come, because this is really about our evolution. There's so many of us right now who are pivoting, switching directions, um, wanting to access a deeper sense of purpose, for example, wanting to look beyond what is now here, it's deeper than just looking at the horizon. We're really wanting to access why we came here. Why did you take this body? Why are you here? What is the meaning of this life for you? Because we create our own meaning from our lives. And Jupiter is about the wisdom, the knowledge that brings wisdom. We can seek knowledge from many directions, and ultimately we are wanting to tap into what we have to offer inside of us that is valuable, that is an expansion of the soul. And Neptune, you know, is this, let's call it an energy that encourages us to release. I don't want to use the word lower vibrational, but that's really what comes to me. Release. It's like saying, there's something better for you. If you can let go of what you think has always been the goal, or the thing, or something that you want to cling to, that would mean um, that you have something that you're looking for, you can have something so much more. And so, whenever we looking at these energies together is a little bit challenging, because they go so far beyond our ego states. So they do influence us, and more at a societal level, I believe. Um, yeah. So as you can see, I'm feeling this infusion myself, because I'm having trouble articulating this energy. But it's for each of us to tap into and to feel what is coming in for you. What is the next layer for you? Layer of awareness. Some people are feeling this, feeling an increase in sensitivity, an increase in psychicness, the ability to kind of know what others are thinking. Um, it's a very not of this world kind of feeling, and not of this world kind of energy. So we do need to do some grounding. One of the things, I did a little video on ways to ground and sort of rewire the two hemispheres of your brain. And just like a quick and easy way is to take your hands like this, and just kind of do this, and hold this for, until you feel like your brain is coming together. And so this may also work for those of you who are feeling pulled apart, like the stuffing's being pulled out of you a little bit, feeling distracted by this high and elevated energy. So this full moon is, of course, in Libra. Libra is the sign of relationships, fairness, diplomacy. And of course, we have the Aries sun, which is very much about self-direction and the ego. So as we move toward Friday, just start to be aware of what is percolating inside of you, depending on where you have these placements. Around 26 degrees. Yes, 26 degrees of the sun and moon. And this is a relational full moon, because it has, well, all full moons are relational, but especially because it's Libra. And so really balancing, one of the things I'm getting is that people are seeking more of their group, their soul connections, their people. Like, who are their people? Who are their people really? And that's one of the things that is causing people to pivot, in their businesses, in their lives, is they're seeking a higher level with who are you meant to be with, who is meant to be in your circle, who supports who you really are, who drains you and takes you down. These are really important ideas that are coming up for people because this full moon is squaring Pluto, and Pluto is the great transformer. He'll draw you into the underworld of hell if you don't pay attention to the signals of change. So what are your signals of change? Where are you deeply transforming your, position in the world that has to do with the relationships and how those relationships support that position and what you're really up to? One way to work with something like this, it's a T-square, by the way, is to go to the missing space, which is Cancer. And Cancer is the part of us that knows self-care, knows what are the rituals, what are the details, because Cancer, if you think of Cancer the crab gathering its little pearls and collecting, a lot of Cancer people are collectors of things and precious items that they hold that have sentimental value. And so we need to look at the jewels and the gems and the precious things that make us feel secure right now. Because there's so much change that's continually going on with the Saturn-Uranus square, we're just going to be talking about that until we're not talking about it anymore. A lot of people are up to deep change, not superficial change. Society is changing. Everything's changing. And so our relationship with everything is changing, everything in our lives. And so what we need during times of change is to pay attention to that part of us, the instinctive self, that is so scared to have change happen and is so scared, like, who moved my food dish? I often say that, who's moved my food dish? And so that part of us needs reassurance, and that comes through the Cancerian energy, which is a very nurturing. It's the mother energy. It's it's related even to Mother Earth. If you want to see it that way, how can you nurture yourself during this time of dramatic and intense and sustained change? Because that's what we're up to. So a couple of other things that are coming up about the full moon have to do with having solutions that are surprising, having some pleasant surprises. We may find that there are things popping into our world that are surprising, that are delicious, that are like, oh, I didn't expect this treat. So there's that energy also. And just to, the reason I'm mentioning these is just to be aware of them as energies, because with our awareness, the whole quantum idea is that we engage with that awareness and the objects of that awareness, and then therefore create change. So you can start to say, okay, what is nurturing to me during this time of change? What is delicious for me during this time of change? Where am I seeing things in a brand new way that I never saw before? And this is going to spark a lot of ideas, a lot of creativity. You may even have a creative idea for somebody else. Think of it that way, that you may be channeling things, or channeling things for your people, for your groups, for the people that you serve, or for your family members, or for your community. So this is like, there's sort of like a good charge here. It's like a very electrical, exciting feeling. And just keep in mind that, especially when there's relational electricity or charge, sometimes they're static too. And so just being aware of how you engage the static around this full moon, the static within yourself, the tension that we feel when we're in a T square emotionally. We're like, okay, I'm very uncomfortable. I'm very uncomfortable. And just saying, okay, well, that's okay. And let me do some self-soothing to support the part of me that is having to grow the most through this transition, through this transformation. Okay, I better stop talking now because I think that the Jupiter Neptune is taking me, it's going to take me out of my body in a minute. But do stay grounded. Do the crossing over of you can do the cross crawl, you can hold your arms like this, or you can do, this. But do what you have to do if you are highly sensitive to all of the changes and the rumblings going on with those around you, so that you don't mistake their energy for your own. And I would love to know how you're feeling this full moon. I think it's going to be a good one. I mean, if you don't mind some transition and some change and some transformation. And just remember to take care of yourself. Thanks for watching.